Rabbi Mordechai Zeller here in Cambridge. So Sunday is Tisha Beav, that long fast day that we commemorate and remember and fast as we think of the temple and the destroyed temple of Jerusalem. And every year around this time I also hear a lot of voices speaking not just about this fast but the other fasts as well, saying, why are we even still fasting? Why is this relevant to our life? And other voices such as, pretty soon Tisha Beav will disappear because for some reason there'll be redemption, or the temple will be built, or for whatever reason. And so on the one hand we have people saying we don't need to do it now because maybe the temple isn't even relevant. I mean, that short time that the temple stood wasn't the greatest time for the Jewish people. Corruption and power and all in one place wasn't such a good idea. On the other hand, people saying, yes, we'll meet next Tisha Beav and the Mashiach will be here and we'll go up the temple and celebrate and it'll be wonderful. And to all these I say, Tisha Beav is not just a historic holiday. I heard that in the Rambam that he says that after the first temple was destroyed, people had Tisha Beav for about 70 years. When the second temple was built, people still kept fasting on Tisha Beav. And you say, what? But the whole point of the fasting is because there is no temple. But the truth is, we know that the Medrash tells us 5 things happen on Tisha Beav. Tisha Beav is a day which is a powerful day. And the myth of Tisha Beav goes well beyond the historic fact of it being destroyed. What do I mean by that? The Medrash tells us the first thing that happened on Tisha Beav, the people of Israel were ready to go into the land of Israel. They were ready to go. And the spies came back and said to them, oh, it's a terrible land. Oh, it's not a good place. We're going to get killed. The giants. And they all started crying. And that's when God says, you will all die in the desert. You will all die in the desert. So this is the first Tisha Beav, that point of them not being able to go into the land. More than that, there's even a teaching that says that every year on Tisha Beav, people only died in Tisha Beav. They dug graves and went to sleep in their own grave. And some woke up in the morning and some didn't. But they all slept with this death consciousness, not knowing, will I die or will I live for the next day? So Tisha Beav, way before there was a temple, was a day of destruction, of death, of difficulty. Okay? And the truth is, if you think about it, you know, all these teachings that say that Tisha Beav at the end will be a day of joy, it won't get canceled. Shabtai Tzvi had his own Musaf that they would do on Tisha Beav, celebrating the birth of the Mashiach. This is based on a story that appears in Midrash that says that as the temple was being destroyed, there was a cow and a man was plowing his field, and the cow mooed, and a person next to it says, I hear that the temple was destroyed. And then the cow mooed again. He says, oh, but Mashiach has been born. So kind of they're both put together. It's not just that in the future Tisha Beav will be a good day. On a mythic level, Tisha Beav itself has within it a difficulty and a beauty as well. Okay? So we're not speaking about a change that it'll go through, but the fact that it holds within it also this potential. I mean, before the people of Israel started crying about not going into the land, they were supposed to go into the land. This should have been the day that they went into the land of Israel. And instead it was the day that it was decreed that they wouldn't go in. But the potential for going in was there. It was there. Okay, so something about that day. And on a mythic level, you know, the Gemara in Yoma says that when the Babylonians took out the Kruvim, the cherubs of a man and woman, they come out and they said, look at this people's gods, because they were embraced, they were in union, which we know means that the people of Israel and God are face to face, they're close. And everybody says, how could it be? This is a time of destruction. But there's this closeness even in destruction. And we can look at that and say, no, one day Tisha Beav will be, or we can look at it today and say, Tisha Beav on a mythic level is the day that we celebrate brokenness. But in that celebration and commemoration of brokenness, there's great beauty as well. It is a holiday. It is a day which is special, not just because what it will be, that's historic. Mythic is what it is. In the essence of the day, there's pain, there's difficulty, there's brokenness, there's joy, there's overflowing, there's compassion. If you ask me, we will always fast on Tisha Beav, even if the temple is built, and even if we go back this land. That's not why we fast. The more we hold on to history, the more maybe things will be changing. But the true reality, it's in the myth that we have of the holidays around us. Have a beautiful, meaningful Tisha Beav. May your fast take you to places beyond what we're attached to. Know how there are times in life that we can overcome even our need for everything physical that keeps us going. And may in that moment of brokenness, may we also be able to discover something very special, very beautiful about our own heart, about our life, about our connection to Jerusalem, about our connection to God and to the people around us. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.